Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
Ashiro's work is never done. You care for the house, the kids, and our future. We're so grateful for all you do. Now it's time to care for yourself and save a little more for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to boost your retirement savings now. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
Are you a veteran looking for a new companion animal? A dog, a cat, or maybe something else? The Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs Vets Get Pets program can cover up to $350 of your pet adoption fees. Visit veterans.nebraska.gov/vetsgetpets to learn more about program requirements and how to apply. Want to help support the program? Get your Vets Get Pets specialty license plates from the Nebraska DMV. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Live from the heart of Lincoln, America. Welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hello and welcome back into the Daily Nebraskan Show right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. I'm Ben Burrows, one of the sports writers at the DN, and back. It's been a while since you've been in here, Joseph.
It's been one heck of a summer, I'll tell you that. But it is so good to be back. I have felt out of place not coming in here at 11. Not coming in here every single night on a week at 11 p.m. on a weeknight.
Yeah, now it's 5 on Sundays.
It's feel weird. It's a lot nicer when the sun is still out.
Yeah,
and we can still, have the rest of our day after the show.
Yeah,
but it's good to be back. Pretty much in the dead period of Husker sports currently, which we'll talk on in a bit. It's never really dead, but we are a few short weeks away from the beginning of fall camp, and the storylines that are going to come out of fall camp this year, I think, are going to be some of the biggest that we've seen in a long time, just with how much excitement there is for this team, for this program. And then obviously fall sports are a month and some change away. So it's an exciting time to kind of prepare ourselves, but there's always stuff to talk about. And so I know we want to dive into some NIL discussion. We haven't really got a chance to talk about this week. But what are your thoughts on kind of this NIL landscape that we're growing into here? Because I, for a long time, have been of the mind that the haves in college football and in college athletics in general should be able to take advantage of it. And Nebraska is definitely one of those schools, right? There are many schools. There are schools that have more resources than Nebraska. There are schools that have a lot less resources than Nebraska. But I think it's kind of silly for in the past to just say, hey, even though you have this resources at your disposal, you're not allowed to use it to benefit your student athletes. So I think it's been a great thing coming. But now we're getting into the world of it's not even really NIL anymore. I mean, as soon as you are officially connected with a school, I mean, we are moving into the pay-for-play era. And I wanted to get your thoughts on that because I know there are some people who are very against this idea.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's people like me that probably were against it a couple years ago, but now that I'm seeing the fruits of its labor and seeing how these college athletes are benefiting from it, it's kind of swayed me into the camp of, hey, this is a good thing for college athletics, especially at a big school like Nebraska.
Yeah, I mean, NIL is going to help Nebraska. I feel like it's going to be able to help get Nebraska, I feel like, back on top almost. You know what I mean? Like back in the upper echelon of football schools. Because Nebraska, I mean, they've always had the resources. It just, the wins weren't coming. Now you can actually use those resources more effectively than you could before. So, and I mean, Nebraska with its brand, its image, all of that, it's obviously helping Nebraska get better recruits, I feel like. I mean, obviously you got Dylan Raiola, like #1 quarterback in his class. So, I mean, it's working in some kind of way. The only problem I have with NIL is just the ugly side of it. You know what I mean? Like players like bargaining other teams to try to get more money, or teams saying, hey, we'll pay you this much under the table for you to come and play for us instead of that school. Stuff like that makes it, I don't know, seem like it definitely feels like more of a business now than, you know, what it is, which is like college football. It feels more like a business. It feels more like, I don't want to say it feels like NFL, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. So do you think it then bringing it into the light and saying, okay, we have 1890, they are affiliated with Nebraska.
1890 Nebraska now.
Do you think that benefits what you're talking about, how there's a lot of stuff in the dark that goes on behind the scenes? Do you think actually affiliating with the school and saying, hey, we're not even going to hide anymore. We're just going to pay these players what they deserve. Do you think that'll get rid of some of that, you know, insecurity you have about it?
I mean, it's not, I mean, Nebraska's not the issue for me.
Right.
I mean, it's schools all over the country. But I do agree that, you know, having an official NIL partner would definitely help. You know, I think what people want on this is just clarity. Like, there's so much that's just so like under the table. Like, we don't know how much so many of these players are getting paid. Like, you have no idea. It's just all speculation, rumor about how much they're really getting paid. There's not like actual numbers where
there's no salary cap. There's no free agency.
This player is getting paid this much. It's just like you just see numbers getting thrown around, and some of them just make your eyes open. It's just like, wow.
It is an incredible thought because you think about the NFL, right? It's free agency, it's open market, but the teams have rights over the players.
Yeah,
because they signed to these contracts. In the world of NIL,
you can leave whenever you want.
There's no franchise tag. You know, there's no, hey, Dak Prescott, we know you really want to, you know, either get paid a lot more or leave, but we're just going to go ahead and franchise tag you and you have to play on our team or sit out. Like, there's none of that in the college world.
You have unlimited transfers now. I mean, the only thing was the transfer rule. Now that's gone.
So it's just such a fascinating time. And I think this goes back to discussions we've had in the past of Nebraska being at this point where being in the Big Ten, having this NIL collective, it's going to spur them on in the proper direction. And that will eventually bring the wins, I believe, you believe, and I think most fans believe. Now, from the other angle of this, if you're a school that just simply cannot compete with the Nebraskas, the Texas A&Ms, the, you know, Clemsons, the Alabamas of NIL, is this a spot where you say this is bad for the sport? Because now if you're a smaller school and you don't have these resources to throw around at athletes for 1 year, throw $1 million at a guy for 1 year, hoping that he's something, or pay him $800K to stay for an extra year instead of go to the NFL, you don't have those kind of resources. All of a sudden, the talent gap gets wider. So that's the one thing that scares me with all of this. Now, obviously, here in Lincoln, never going to be an issue.
Yes. Nebraska doesn't, right now, what, you know, everyone's hearing is Nebraska doesn't have right now probably the money that, you know, schools like Alabama, Ohio State have.
Right.
But Nebraska
just don't have the endowment, the student, right? You
They're
don't have
up there. That's just because they haven't been winning. Like, once Nebraska starts winning, I think they're like,
it's also a small state and a fairly small university compared to the SEC, other Big Ten schools.
So the fact that Nebraska's even up there is pretty incredible. Going back to like the smaller schools, I mean, have these smaller schools, I mean, ever been relevant in college? Like
Exactly, and that's the other thing.
It's always been hard for these smaller schools to get recruits and stuff like that. Like this, I mean, this is just another area where they're going to struggle in. That's just how football is. This isn't like basketball, in my opinion, where there's just so much more. I don't know what's the word. I mean, it's so much more balanced. I feel like in basketball,
right? Because you need maybe 4. Like you can put together 4 really good players.
You only need
and make the tournament.
Yeah, you only need like what 10. I mean,
yeah.
How much is a roster? 15 players? I don't even know.
You don't like you.
It's
you
not
don't
like
have
you
to have
50 or
150 guys with 30 walk-ons. Yeah, I think it's a great point you bring up, and it's also interesting to talk about the other angle of this, right? Because we often have this very much as a football lens, and while football, I mean, has driven all of these TV deals.
Where the money is.
It's driven all these NIL collectives because Fox, CBS, NBC, ESPN are shelling out bags of cash for football.
Billions, yep.
For football. But some of that NIL collective does spill over into other sports. And that is something that I'm really excited to see how that's impacted. Where, you know, even in a smaller sport, again, at Nebraska, volleyball is not a smaller sport by any means. But for a lot of schools around the country, it is. To be able to just say, hey, we're going to support a volleyball player who's a star because we're able to now, instead of just that scholarship that, you know, is obviously great, but for the amount of effort and time and, you know, practice and all of the effort that goes into being a Division I athlete, scholarship is not always, you know, the ends of the means, right?
Well, I mean, especially for smaller sports, I mean, that scholarship pays for what? Room, tuition. It pays for, like, it doesn't give.
And you've got to go on the road for 4 days a week, right?
And you don't have time to go and get a part-time job to go make money. This is what I'm saying. Like, it pays for your school and, you know, room. It doesn't pay anything more than that. You know, these bigger sports like football, even basketball, you're probably getting a little bit more, I would assume. But
just,
you know,
more benefits.
Yeah, there's more benefits. But like, you know, let's just say gymnastics. They're not going to get as many of those benefits as sports like football and basketball because it's just not as popular. It makes sense. I'm not saying they should.
Right. And so it
NIL
opens up that world
yes.
where obviously not every gymnastics athlete or, you know, every softball athlete is going to get the same as these football and basketball players.
No.
Nobody's suggesting that. But it opens up the world to say, hey, let's get these deals going. And you can do that through the 1890 now. And it's just much more official. And I think that's the benefit of this, where I think schools that don't have an official NIL partnership are going to kind of struggle here because Matt Rule preaches this all the time. It's a top-down approach. You got to have everything at the highest level. You can't have 2 separate parties kind of working together to go up the same ladder, right? Yeah. It's got to be one solid, you know, strength at top, and everything else kind of falls in line. And that's kind of the overall scope that we're seeing with Nebraska athletics. And I think the partnership with 1890 is a big step in the right direction for that. Interesting to see if other schools will follow suit. Obviously, there are some schools, but this is still pretty new in this landscape, right? Like Nebraska is by no means behind the game here with having an official NIL collective of the athletic department. Just very interesting stuff all over the board over the last couple months since Trev Alberts left. Just so much change overall. And in a world where college athletics is always changing, I think Troy Dannins has kind of responded pretty well.
I have 2 things to piggy off of that. One, Matt Rule said in the last time he talked to media in his presser that like his goal is just to do all these things just a little bit better than everyone else, because that's what Nebraska volleyball did years and years ago. That's what Nebraska did when they were dominating the 70s, 80s, 90s. If you do everything a little bit better, that just puts you so much farther ahead of the curve than all these other schools. So that's what he said was his goal. And I think partnering with 1890 officially will may probably help that. And also, I know there was people saying that Trev Alberts wasn't, you know, the relationship between him and 1890 wasn't as good as Davison and 1890 now. It's Troy Dannon and Matt Davison's 1890. It's Troy Dannon and 1890. What do you have to say about that?
I mean, it's to me, it's pretty obvious that the athletic department change, the athletic director change was the reason this came to fruition. Like, this is not, this is by no means just a coincidence that this has been in the works forever, right? I mean, Troy Dannon from day one, I was at that presser.
He said he's going to wear 1890.
He said it right off the bat.
Yeah.
And that was such a change. Again, I'm not saying either way is necessarily wrong or right. But, you see Matt Rule out and about wearing 1890 stuff. He says he won't wear it to like official visits or anything, but when he's just out and about, he'll give his kid a hat or something, or he'll wear a hat or a shirt or whatever. I think that, again, this is just the progression of going from Trev Alberts to going to Troy Dannon, and they prioritize different things. And I think personally, Troy Dannon has done an excellent job so far. Yeah, stepping into this situation, which is very, very high pressure across many sports, and with a lot of rock star coaches that he's got to manage, who probably, I don't want to say have big egos, but like these Nebraska coaches are very successful. I mean, Matt Rule has been in the NFL.
You're not going to go.
Fred Hoiberg's been in the NBA.
You're not going to tell John Cook.
John Cook is one of the greats. So he's not walking into a situation where these coaches don't know what they're doing. And so I think he's done an excellent job of stepping into that role.
No, I agree. I mean, again, it's been a short term because when did Alberts leave? Was that March or April?
It was spring break, March.
That was March.
Mid to end of March.
It's July.
Yeah.
So it hasn't even been half a year. I mean, the only thing that was really going on was end of basketball and then baseball. So it'll be interesting to see how everything, with football seasons starting up here in a month, month and a half. I don't even. I know there was a countdown.
I forget the exact day, but I believe it's the end of August. Yeah. Right.
So
first week of school. So
like a month and a half.
Yeah.
A little less than that. So, I mean, it's going to be fast approaching, and it'll be interesting to see how Dan handles all this, because there's a lot of pressure for the football team to be good.
There's a lot of pressure from the athletic department all over the board this year. I mean, and volleyball is NCAA title pretty much. I mean, I don't want to say NCAA title or bust, but like that's the
pretty much
thought process in the locker room, right? Like,
I mean, yeah,
you bring in Taylor Landfair, you have this returning team who went to the national championship. It's national championship or bust for them. You have this football team who brings in a 5-star quarterback and is all over the media this offseason.
Got a new training facility.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll talk about it in the next segment, but like people tuning into NCAA football 25 are going to want to play with Dylan Raiola. He's there. It's the pressure of having that big name. And I mean, we know about basketball, how much people want to see what they did last year and all over the board. So exciting for what we're going to see upcoming this fall. But I like how Rule has kind of taken this approach of like, hey, the rest of the athletic department's doing pretty good. And football's got to do their part at this point.
No, yeah. Did you see the video that he tweeted?
That
tweet's
awesome
get
video,
fans,
by the way.
Yeah, it's got to get fans fired up. One last thing I want to touch on with this NIL. I mean, I again want to get to the ugly side of NIL because there's people who don't like the paying of players. And this was like a month ago that this came out, but there was CBS did an article, projecting how much each football school is paying their football team, and it projected Oregon and Ohio State to be their roster to be roughly around 23 million, and Nebraska's at like 10. So that got some debate going with can Nebraska get up to 23 million like Ohio State and Oregon? And B, why aren't they there yet?
Well, I would say with Oregon, no, because Phil Knight said he'll give them unlimited NIL resources. So I don't think we don't see Nike donating bucket loads of money, dropping off bucket loads of money at Memorial Stadium.
Yeah.
Now, do I think Nebraska can compete NIL wise at that level? No, but can they compete well enough to have a combination with good coaching and a good culture? Yes, 100%. We've seen this not work before. I mean, Ohio State's had these guys on NIL for 5 years, and they haven't been able to cash in the national championship. Michigan while they had a lot of great players, they don't have the best on an NIL fund. I don't know if you know this or not. Obviously, it's Michigan. They have the resources, but they've kind of been behind the game. And because Jim Harbaugh wasn't a big NIL guy. And so we clearly saw what they did without the, $1 million recruits, the 5 stars, the guys that come out from all over the country to get these massive NIL deals that Ohio State and some of these other schools in the country did. I think they're one of those schools. And we'll see. I think that the new playoff really opens it up here.
Yeah.
Where, sure, that 10 to 20 million might get you into the playoff, but an extra 10 million NIL, when it comes down to it, you got 3 games, you have to win them all. I could easily see a world where, sure, you might have all the best players, you might have all the 5 stars, but there's just a team that gets hot and wins 3 straight and is the kind of the team of destiny. That's what we saw with Michigan last year. I think there's a good chance we see that again this year. Like Ohio State, Oregon, and obviously Texas and Georgia and those teams are going to be in the playoff. I'd be shocked if they aren't. But it would not surprise me if we get to, the middle of January and we're sitting there again. Man, this team just really took people by surprise. 2019 LSU, right? Like just one of those teams of destiny. It seems every couple of years, there's always one of those where even if they didn't have the best players on paper going into the season, they get hot when it matters, or in this case, get hot in the 12-team playoff and win it all. Because again, it's football. It's 3 games.
Yeah. I agree with you that Oregon and Ohio State are probably always going to have more NIL money, I would assume. But in my opinion, Nebraska's only paying $10 million because their roster's only
That's
worth
another
that
thing.
much.
Right. Who are you paying $10 million more to on this roster?
Yeah. But then that gets fans to ask, well, why doesn't Nebraska have a $20 million roster? Well, because they haven't been good. Once they get the culture to change and, they start winning games, then recruits will want to start coming to Nebraska. And then that's when you're going to need more NIL money. Right now, I think I don't think Nebraska is just getting outbidded in NIL by all these teams.
Right.
I mean, I feel like if Nebraska wanted to, they could, but it's just again, they're just right now their reputation's not as good as some of these other schools.
Yeah.
Obviously, if a player is I can go to Ohio State or Nebraska, to be well, Nebraska, I might get more of a role, but Ohio State's been Ohio State or Michigan.
Right. Regardless of the money, that's the better spot to go. I mean, look at David Sanders. David Sanders Jr., number 1 offensive tackle by most metrics in the country. Tennessee, Georgia, Ohio State, and Nebraska are his final 4. All 3 of those schools are going to have most likely more NIL resources than Nebraska. It's Georgia, it's Ohio State, it's Tennessee. Tennessee is, I'd say, the most comparable SEC school to Nebraska, just the diehard fan base that hasn't been there in a long time. But yeah, they're competing with the big boys already.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't see there's any world where they win 9 games this year and the NIL funds are something that turns a player away.
Yeah. I feel like right now, 1890 is probably sitting on some money. That's my guess. I don't know. That's just my guess.
I wouldn't be shocked.
My guess is they have NIL resources and money that they're just kind of sitting on because Nebraska's right now not getting those guys.
You see a 9-win season, and I bet those pocketbooks start opening a little bit more.
And more people are donating.
Right. If Rule can get on the trail and say, hey, to these donor events, hey, 9-win season, 5-star quarterback, we've got this 5-star offensive tackle that wants to come here, but he needs another $1
million.
Wouldn't be shocked.
That's what I'm saying.
At all.
Nebraska, I don't think Nebraska's ever gonna. I don't want to say ever, but I don't think Nebraska's ever gonna be in a place where they're gonna be spending more NIL money than a school like Oregon. I just don't see that happening. But could Nebraska get up to 20 million?
Yes,
say for
but that's
roster?
not even the culture here. That's not the culture. It's not these high-flying guys that come in for 3 years. It's guys that have wanted to be here forever.
Exactly. And you don't have to
50% of the roster grew up Nebraska fans. That's just how it is.
You don't have to throw. I don't feel like you have to throw around money as much if you're Nebraska. So
you have that training facility. You have the fan base. You have the culture.
You have a former NFL
coach.
Yeah.
Right.
It'll be interesting. With that, we're going to throw it to break. When we come back, we want to talk about the new college football game that's coming out
so
this
excited.
week. It's coming out the 18th, right?
Speaking of deal break, well, a pre-release is tomorrow. So if you pre-ordered it, I did not pre-order it. You got to get the deluxe. I didn't want to pay the deluxe. But yes, it's coming out the 18th for the full release. So
it'll be interesting. We're going to touch on that because, I mean, there's so much cool stuff that's going to be coming with this video game. It'll be interesting. So we're going to talk about that and more right here in the Daily Nebraskan Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
For shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Evan Cooper was Matt Rule's dude, right, with prospect identification. How do you think Nebraska's philosophy and process changed with Evan Cooper out the door?
That's such a great question. Turn back towards, Sean Padden and Ryan Callahan and Vince Ginta and those guys that are in the recruiting room. They're no slouches.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. It's official. Wedding season is here, and we know that every detail counts. From bridal party gifts to the finishing touches for the bride and groom, discover our exclusive selection of watches and fine jewelry. Did you know we even offer in-house engraving? Celebrate your special day with a personal touch and a timeless gift they'll cherish forever. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends. You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Ready to score big with your projects? Look no further than Edward Stone,
the MVP of natural stone for over 2 decades. Edward Stone is cranking out over 30,000 square feet every week and offers a winning lineup of over 70 quality natural veneer stone selections. Their unbeatable variety and experienced team will ensure your project is a success, whether it's a home renovation or a commercial build. And hey, they're not just about stone. They've got an all-star lineup of fireplaces, cast stone, brick, and much more. Swing by one of their locations in Lincoln or Omaha today and experience the Edward Stone difference, your reliable choice for over 20 years.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Daily Nebraskan show right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Ben and Joseph still here with you. One segment down, 2 to go. We want to jump into the new college football game that is coming out this week because there's a lot of people that are hyping it up, and it has a lot of hype. Like, there's people saying that they're going to play that over Madden, play it over everything.
Gosh, yeah, dude.
So
From what I've seen so far, it is a completely different game than Madden. Like,
I'm glad that
just
it's different.
The engine seems so much more less. It doesn't seem as I guess realistic. It just seems more flashy,
and that's what I want.
Right?
Like, see, this was the thing. It was like Madden, and I'll say 2K, but it's like it kept getting better because the graphics and stuff were getting better. But then it crossed the point where it was it's trying to become
same game.
Yeah, it's it was trying to get too realistic in my opinion.
Right, you can play Madden 19. It's basically the same game as Madden 24. It's just not. There's not that big of a difference. This game's gonna be a lot different than NCAA 14 though, and I'm thrilled about that. I always love playing the original, or I guess it's not the original, but the most recent member of the franchise. But just having it, just being able to see these big name stars on your screen, just being able to play with Dylan Raiola is going to be incredible. I am so excited for this to rebuild. Like we were talking about, this game has taken all that NIL discussion, all of the quirks of college football nowadays, and put it into this game. And you could lose players because they silent commit and flip on you last second because someone offered them an NIL deal. Yeah. And there's all sorts of different options. So I'm really excited. So I wanted to get your thoughts on some teams that you would want to play with. Now, is your first move to play with Nebraska?
Probably.
Is that the go?
Probably.
Because I've heard two sides of this. It's well, obviously it's Nebraska, so I'm going to do it. All the players. But then there's the other side of it's I don't want to play a Power 5 team first because it's too easy.
I don't think it'd be too easy. We'll see. I don't know.
Some people are saying Nebraska's too easy of a rebuild. It wouldn't be fun. You can't hop in and play Alabama. No, you can't hop into the game and be like, I'm gonna bring a championship to Tuscaloosa.
I mean, I don't know. Nebraska, I feel is one of the more fun teams to play because you got a 5-star quarterback, and this is a former powerhouse of a school that hasn't been good in years. So it'll be fun. But like you said, what wouldn't it be fun to play a team like Georgia Southern and have them get to the
do something crazy like beat Nebraska or something. That would be great. That'd be so unrealistic.
That would be crazy. That's too unrealistic.
Or maybe Northwest. You could play Northwestern and just only recover onside kicks.
True. It would be interesting. I mean, but would a team like Colorado that's never really been the powerhouse that Nebraska was, would that be fun?
I think playing with Colorado would be pretty fun.
I think so too. That was going to be one of my teams that.
Well, Shadur's a top 5 quarterback in the game.
Yeah,
top 5 player in the game. Actually, he might be. I don't know. Colorado is so overrated in that game. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Well, because you don't take into account chemistry and stuff like that in a video game. It's just
I guess
on paper.
But still, I mean, this is a team that won 4 games last year.
Yeah.
that'd be the equivalent of Madden 25 coming out and like the Titans are the third best team in the league.
I mean, if they improved.
Did Colorado improve? That's a whole nother discussion.
They definitely changed a lot of players and stuff.
We'll see if they improve.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting. But no, I mean, so what are some teams that you think would be fun to play?
So I'm a big like uniforms vibes guy.
Okay.
So first Ole Miss because I love their uniforms.
Okay.
But that's not fun because it's SEC, but it is new SEC. So they're probably in that middle tier. They have a good team. So I might do an Ole Miss team. But I'm going where the fields are blue. Not north, not to Boise State, which could be a good option.
Mm-hmm.
The turf is blue. I'm going down to Coastal Carolina.
Ooh.
I'm rebuilding the Chanticleers.
That's interesting.
You remember that 2020 season where they were really good, weirdly?
Yeah.
And they scheduled that game with BYU because neither of them could play because of the COVID rules or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That was just magical. And I want to do that again. I want to bring a national championship to the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. Uniforms are beautiful. Black, teal.
Uniforms is not everything, Joseph.
Uniforms is very much everything. Because the players you play 3 seasons and all the real players are off the team. It's all these.
Okay, you continue. I have something I want to say
all
about
these
that.
just random recruits that you're going to bring in.
Yeah.
But it's really the vibes and what you can do.
Okay. Before you get any further, I want to, this dynasty mode, rebuilding and getting these teams, is it even like, because Madden does have like a franchise mode that's kind of like that. I mean, it's not going to be the same, but you know what I mean? Where like you can sim through years and so like, will it be fun to be playing with people that aren't even actual people anymore?
Here's the difference. In NCAA, you recruit these players over the course of the entire season.
True.
Each week, you're putting recruiting hours into them. You're getting to know them as a player. You're learning more about their traits. In this new game, you can find what their deal breakers are. So let's say they want to go to a school with great NIL. You can focus your hours on NIL with them. Let's say they want to go somewhere with great academics or proximity to their hometown. They might lock out Nebraska because they're from Florida. And in order to kind of flip them, you're going to have to offer more NIL, right? So it's very realistic.
Yeah.
In franchise mode in Madden, it's kind of just like sign the best overall free agent and then draft the best overall. Like you kind of just like press buttons and you just like unlock their dev traits and whatever.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a lot more realistic getting to know these recruits, which will be pretty fun. Now, I've never been a big play 10, 15 years down the road. Like I'm kind of like once I win a championship, it's like.
But I mean, you're only going to be able to play like 3 years, and then so many of your players aren't even going to be actual. Like, it's not going to be like Madden where like, it takes like 8-10 years before it's like,
that is true.
So it's going to be less time.
That is true.
College, the turnaround is way quicker.
Maybe by year 4, NIL will be so much that players just don't go to the NFL anymore. They're just like, I'm going to get a second degree. And then there's just like Dylan Raiola comes back for his 18th year.
Yeah. You don't know.
Yeah. How fast do you think you could win a national championship with Nebraska?
I mean, just year 1, just boom.
Year 1.
I mean, what? I mean, bro. I mean, with a team like Nebraska,
if you're a wizard with the sticks, I guess.
I mean, bro, with a team like Nebraska, it's possible. Now, if you're trying to get Coastal Carolina or a team like Georgia Southern or what? I mean, Boston. I mean, all these schools are like
East Carolina is another one.
Like
the purple.
These are all okay. Stop. Get over the uniforms, Joseph. It's not
okay. Who would you take? Alabama, Clemson.
I already said. I'm not like.
You know what?
Probably not going to go.
Let's bring a championship to Athens, Georgia.
I'm probably not.
Go out on the limb there.
When I first start playing, I'm probably not going to play with a super small school like that. I'm probably going to do like Nebraska or a school like Colorado or something like that.
Okay.
And then when I get more used to the game, then maybe I'd want to tackle a small school like that. We had a text on text line that says Dynasty is all we want.
Right.
So, and that's going to be the thing that's going to make it different than Madden. It's like, well, while franchise mode is kind of like that, like this is taking it to a whole new level, in my opinion.
And just the effort. It was already good in 14, but the effort that they have clearly gone through because they know this is what people want. Like this is the game mode that everyone's going to play. Like there's some other game mode. Road to Glory is going to be kind of fun. Be a 5-star quarterback and go to like Coastal Carolina or East Carolina and bring a championship there, or be like a 2-star recruit grind your way through this lower group of 5 schools, junior year transfer out, right?
Mm-hmm.
That'll be fun. But this dynasty thing is what makes it so exciting.
It is.
And just to be able to, throw a deep ball from Dylan Rolla to Jalen Lloyd is just going to feel electric. And that's awesome for the players too. Like, this is what I think is the coolest thing.
Yeah.
Like, imagine being Jalen Lloyd and just like watching other people play as you. I think that's awesome. I can't imagine like a cooler feeling than that.
Mm-hmm.
Just have people all over the country just throwing deep balls to you.
I mean, yeah, it's just like, well, while players, in the NFL get that, it's like, this is just so many more players and so many more teams than just, the
these are
30
guys
NFL.
our age or younger, dude. Like, that's so crazy.
Yeah, like
to be in a video game. Like, that's awesome.
You could be like 18, 19 and you're in a video game.
Right. And
it's crazy.
It's not nerdy, right? Because it's football. So
yeah,
we're not nerds for liking this.
No. The problem I always had with Madden was like, I never wanted to do franchise because that was just too boring for me. So then I would just do like, quick play. You just play like one game against somebody and then that's it. Hopefully in like college you can, I don't know.
I'm excited for online dynasty. Just
that's online dynasty would be
like fun. To recruit other players against your buddies is gonna be like,
yeah,
it's gonna be like fantasy football chats, toxicity times 10.
Yeah, like that's gonna be fun. There's just so many new elements to this that's gonna. Now, when I first heard that it was officially coming out to college football game, my thing was like, just don't make the gameplay like Madden. Don't make the gameplay like Madden.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it's gonna be either. It looks a lot
quicker,
faster. Yes, it looks faster.
Now, it doesn't always look the most realistic. Like, there are definitely some times where the jukes and the spins are like, all right. Is that actually happening on the field?
It's a video.
Exactly.
It's a video. See, like my problem with 2K and Madden is they made it too realistic. It's too like it like
sometimes when I'm running with Derrick Henry, I just want to bowl over 8 guys in a row.
Like especially like in 2K, you have to like you can't. There's sometimes you can't make a contested jumper. Like you can't make a jump like a 3-point shot if somebody's like within 2 feet of you. And then, in the NBA, you got someone like Steph Curry that's pulling over. I mean. He's shooting from midcourt. I mean, this is what I'm like.
It's a video game.
That's what I'm saying. It's supposed to be a little bit unrealistic. That's what makes it fun. So it'll be interesting. When it comes out, definitely going to be. I know on Xbox, if you have Game Pass, you get like a free 10 hours. So that'll be. I'll probably do that and then probably buy it if I like really like. I'm probably going to buy it either way. But
I've got to buy a new console. That's what
what do you have?
I have the 1S, like it's not the next gen.
You have to get.
I have to get the Series S.
You have to get new gen. Yeah. College football is not on.
Which is going to be a nightmare for parents that are buying kids the new console. There's going to be hundreds of thousands of children around the country that get an Xbox One S instead of an Xbox Series S and cry.
Well,
because they can't play NCAA 25.
They didn't do their research.
Their parents probably didn't do that.
Well, I mean, I guess.
Yeah, I'm excited. I don't play video. Like I never have had time for video games. Like if I'm gonna sit down and sit on the couch, I'm gonna watch sports. Like you'll catch me watching like I can't remember. We were watching some like Tom Brady like jersey. The documentary about his jersey getting stolen. Like I'll sit down and watch that over like playing video games, but this is my one exception because
So when Nebraska plays Colorado, are you going to do like a quick play in Nebraska against Colorado to see? Well,
the coolest part about this too is for fans. If Nebraska goes and loses to Colorado, I bet you'll go back to the campus and there'll be hundreds of students just grinding the game 99-0 in Colorado.
Yes. I mean, yeah. I always like those memes.
Just taking out. Yeah. They're taking their rage out on the game.
Yeah, I mean, but to see, Joseph, me and you, when before Nebraska plays Colorado, we can like recruit. We can we can play against Colorado, then see what their strengths and weaknesses is.
Right, because that's totally realistic. Yeah. You think Matt Rule gets on the sticks? Like
he would get on the sticks. Like, let's see what Colorado's good.
Shadur. Who rolls to his left like that? He's vulnerable.
Shadur guy.
All right, we got to stop nerding out. This is bad.
No, this is.
I'm excited for the game.
Oh yeah,
just the opportunities that more discussion around this awesome sport of college football. It's about dang time, dude. It's been 11 years in the making.
Before we throw it to break, I want basketball. I want college basketball.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
That's what I want. I like football is going to be fun. Basketball is going to be more fun for me.
Oh, I 100% agree.
Like, imagine if we could have played as this year's Nebraska team. You could play as Keisei Tominaga, just pulling up threes. That'd be fun. That'd be so fun.
In basketball, it's so much more like single play. Obviously, the graphics in the game, you can't see Dylan Rail. He's in pads.
Yeah.
But like
basketball, that's the one thing that
watching Bryce Williams just hammer it down against Wisconsin would be pretty fun.
I want it. That better be coming up. Like,
we'll see.
It better be. I want it. All right, we're gonna throw it to break. When we come back, do you want to talk some
Team USA? Yeah,
Team USA talk, because there was some news about Kawhi Leonard that came out. He's no longer going to be competing with Team USA. We're going to talk about that and more coming up on the Daily Nebraskan Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently. Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete, Husker concrete, and Beatrice concrete. Nebco offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From Nebco's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just the professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Looking for a place to relax and unwind after a busy day? Cigars Lounge at 8th and Q in the Haymarket is the perfect place to enjoy good company, a cocktail, and of course a cigar. Visit Cigars Lounge on Tuesdays for Top Shelf Tuesday and enjoy 50% off select spirits. Cigars Lounge offers Perdomo, San Cristobal, Rock Patel, and more of the top stogie brands that you know and love. But that's not all. If you mention this ad between noon and 5 p.m., you'll receive 15% off your entire tab just by mentioning the ticket. Check out Cigars Lounge today at 8th and Q in the Haymarket.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln families as their realtor for more than 31 years, and I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares this same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Problem gambling affects millions of Americans daily, of all ages and walks of life. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Ironhide Construction is a Nebraska-based general contracting and steel construction firm. Their expert team is experienced in building innovative construction solutions across several industries. While they were previously known for their extensive experience in steel erection and metal buildings, they've continued to evolve over the last several years into a full-service general contracting firm. They take pride in their commitment to quality, cutting-edge technology, and having a passion for what they do. For more information about their services or to discuss an upcoming project, visit www.ironhideconstruction.com or call 402-420-4961.
Take your internet service to new levels with Allo, your award-winning internet provider across our fiber hoods. Allo isn't just about the fastest internet available. It's about connecting you to your world, work, and play seamlessly. Our award-winning service ensures affordable, secure, and reliable connectivity, setting us apart. Ready to transform your internet experience? Experience the fiber difference today. Sign up now at allofiber.com. Allo, connecting your world.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
One last segment here of the Daily Nebraskan show right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. To wrap up the show, we want to get some Team USA men's basketball talk because Kawhi Leonard, because of injury, is not going to be competing on Team USA and being replaced.
What a surprise.
So do you know he's being replaced with Derek White, and we can get into that, but
love Derek White.
A week ago at this exact time, Cameron said he was on the show. He predicted, he's like, Kawhi Leonard's not going to play. And it literally happened like a few days after. I texted him, I was like, Cameron, you're right.
Love Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard was one of the first basketball players I was very enthralled with, during those Heat series. I just love the way he played, and I love that Raptors team. I love Kawhi Leonard. I was excited for this Clippers experiment, which has clearly failed. But it's just so sad to see what's happened over the last couple of years with injury. This is an opportunity to be on one of the greatest basketball teams assembled ever.
Yeah, probably the best team since the Dream Team.
Right. This is genuinely one of the greatest basketball, at least talent-wise, one of the greatest basketball, if not the greatest basketball team ever.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, they're not going to have the chemistry of some other teams. I think their talent will help them win a gold medal, but to not be able to play on that just obviously really sucks for him. I don't know if he cares. I don't know. I really couldn't tell you what goes on in Kawhi Leonard's mind.
I don't know. I don't know if anybody knows.
I mean,
Kawhi
that
Leonard.
guy does not care. He does not care.
He didn't. When they were making him do videos for the Team USA social media, he did not look happy doing those videos.
So it's sad. I don't know how much he would have played anyway. Probably would have sat out with load management. That was a low dig, but Derek White. I love Derek White. I love his
but
hairline as well. He's
over
not
Jaylen Brown. That's the thing.
Ridiculous.
That's getting people.
Ridiculous. Come on. What are we doing?
So
the NBA Finals MVP is not on. You missed out on him the first time. You had a chance.
So I get that. Team USA really doesn't need another Jaylen Brown. They maybe need more of that
Derek
role.
White's not going to play barely at all. Dude.
No,
it doesn't matter. It's
no.
just for the medal.
Exactly. No, I get it. Jaylen Brown should have gotten chosen. I see why they did Derek White. I get the thought process behind it. I don't agree with it, but I understand that.
If three of his teammates are on that team and he's not.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that's more disrespected than Jaylen Brown in the NBA?
Hey man, I was on the disrespect train when I said he couldn't dribble with his left hand.
But you're more of you're just a Celtics hater in general. You're more of a Jason Tatum. I guess we haven't even had a show since they won the title. So I'm sure that was a brutal couple weeks for you. But you're also a big Jason Tatum hater.
I'm more of a I always said if Jaylen Brown, I was like, bro, if he could just dribble with his left hand, he'd be pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good, yeah.
He'd be pretty good. Jaylen Brown, he dominated the playoffs. He got Finals MVP.
He deserves to be one of the top 12 guys in the USA.
He does. He played better than Tatum. He did. I don't care what anyone says. Like, people are like, oh my gosh, Jason Tatum did. Like, I was like, Jaylen Brown was the better player in that Celtics team during that run, in my opinion. So I agree. He should be on Team USA. He should be. Another discussion me and Cameron had was who should be the starting lineup if everyone's healthy. And me and Cameron agreed on the same 4 people, which was, I'm pretty sure, Curry, LeBron, KD, and Embiid. We were like, all of them.
I don't want Embiid on the team. Sorry.
Okay. That's whatever. So
that's ridiculous.
We agreed on.
He's ring chasing, bro.
He is. But he thinks.
Give me Ant.
I agree. I said start Ant, and Cameron was like, "You're not starting Jason Tatum. We just won the finals." I was like, "Why does that matter?"
I want Hart.
Why does Jason Tatum winning the NBA championship have to do with him starting with Team USA?
Anthony Edwards is one of the guys that would play the All-Star game like he's gonna die if he loses. Like he just is one of those guys that
I want him starting.
Even if they're up on Canada by 30 points, he's still gonna be pushing the ball down the floor.
Yeah, I want Ant starting. I don't know why Devin Booker is starting. And like Devin Booker, he's a great player.
Is the roster complete? Is the starting lineup completely finalized yet, or they're just doing for the exhibition? Because I know it's weird because obviously KD's still coming back.
KD's hurt. Yeah, it's just exhibition. I think he's just like pointing around the starting lineup. I think when it's full go, Steph Curry, Durant, LeBron all starting. Now it just depends. Do you start Anthony Davis or Embiid?
Because this could be their last Olympics.
Yeah. Do you start Booker or Ant or Tatum? If I fully healthy, I would start Curry, Anthony Edwards, Durant, LeBron, and then probably Embiid. Either Embiid or AD.
Embiid makes the most basketball sense, but I think this team is so good that the team doesn't need to make basketball sense. So give me small ball. Let's put KD at the 5.
I mean, Steve Kerr's the coach. He likes his 3 guard lineups. I'm pretty sure he started Drew Holiday in the last game. I'm pretty sure it was Steph, Drew Holiday, Booker, Durant, Embiid. I think that was the starting lineup. Very weird starting lineup, in my opinion. 3 guards instead of forwards.
It's like, first of all, starting doesn't really matter when the bench is just as talented, right? Like
Anthony Edwards and Tatum played more than some of the starters.
But to me, it's more of just like, have you earned it?
Yeah.
Do you deserve it?
I think
this is probably, I don't think it's a stretch to say this is LeBron's last Olympics.
He said it was.
Okay.
He said he's
Curry's
not
probably last Olympics.
Probably. This is his first, by the way.
Is it actually?
This is the first time he's been on Team USA. He didn't compete in.
I guess
2020 was COVID and he didn't do it. 2016 he was hurt after the finals.
Yeah,
this is the first.
You're right.
It's his first Team USA he's been on. It's kind of crazy,
but I don't think it'd be a stretch to say this could be his last. I mean,
I think so. Probably.
KD probably could play another, but I mean, 4 years is a long time.
It is
away,
man,
like, for these older guys. So to me, it's more of what have you done for the sport. LeBron, KD, and Curry have
they're all starting.
Exploded the popularity of the sport and just those their star power.
Those 3 are locked starters in my opinion.
Right. And I don't want Embiid anywhere near the starting lineup. I don't care how good of a player he is.
What is up with all this Embiid hate joining the team, man?
Because
he's been in America half his life, man. Why does he have to go and play for France or Cameroon? Like, he
can do whatever he wants. I just think the memes. I honestly just think the memes are funny.
Patrick Ewing was on the Dream Team, and people. I
don't know. Maybe I think it's more of me. It's just like I think it's almost maybe the same thing we were talking about earlier with the NCAA 25 of like I want to take a team that's never been there before and be the best player and bring them to the
like what Giannis is doing with Greece.
Right. Yeah, I think that.
I mean, France.
I feel like that'd be more fun. No,
he was choosing between USA and France. And
right.
France is one of the best outside of the US.
That's fair.
They're one of the best basketball teams. So it's
and who wants to play with Rudy?
Yeah.
So now I'm going back to maybe he doesn't. Maybe I respect him a lot for not wanting to play with Rudy Gobert.
See, that's that. I mean, yeah. France is gonna be good though. They'll
be good.
They have Victor Wembanyama.
Whew. Maybe Embiid, 3rd best player on France. Maybe that's why he doesn't want to be on the team.
Does he start over Rudy Gobert?
No, I mean, basketball-wise, he's easily the best.
Yes.
He's got to be in the starting
he is,
five.
He is. We're joking. People.
But no,
Anyway.
I enjoy Embiid. I think he gets more hate than he deserves.
No,
but
I agree. I have no problem with him being.
I just think the memes.
Like, this is the country that he has the most ties to. So
Right.
this is the country he wants to play for. He may be medal chasing, ring chasing, whatever people want to say, but at the end of the day, he's probably. I mean, I think he's the best center on the team. So,
for sure.
I mean, yeah. At the end of the day, I'm going to be watching Team USA. I'm super excited.
It's going to be so fun.
It's going to be so fun. I want Ant starting. That's my only complaint right now. Get Ant in the starting lineup. He deserves it. I don't care. I want
Give me Ant.
I want Ant. But I'm glad
He's a killer.
I'm glad you're in agreement with me.
You know me. I'm an Anthony Edwards stan, bro. I love that man.
I am too. All right. That was the Daily Nebraska show right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. We'll be right back here. Same time next week, 5 to 6. But until then, see ya.
Peace.
IT issues wreaking havoc on your day? It's time to hire the experts. It's time to hire